All right. Can everyone hear me? Hopefully. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, maybe a few more people will trickle in here. Sorry, I feel like I'm not looking at the camera, but I have a camera up here. My desktop at work does not have a camera, so I kind of rigged something up. I am Miss Jones. I wanted you to see my face, so I set up a camera for this. I was gonna have everyone do introductions tonight, but I think I'm going to wait and have that for next meeting, and hopefully we have a higher turnout. Okay. Um, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I do have a really quick video here that EF sent over, and I thought I would share it with you all.
It's something that sure you might get nervous about. Pretty anxious.
This is your first outing on a plane, right?
Yeah, this is my first time traveling outside of Europe and never being on a plane.
Nothing to worry about. Fine, it's super fun.
That's what everyone's told me. I was a little overwhelmed at first. Getting on the plane, I wasn't used to what was going on. Everything was really new to me. I'm always looking up when I don't know, looking at the sky. Like, how would it look down there? Taking off, I was just like, wow. Everything's getting smaller. I would look down and like see like entire cities and they'd be like this big and like wow. See it first. It's amazing to me. Taking this trip to a completely different country, experience that I'll never forget.
All right. I thought that was a cute video just to share with you guys as we're getting closer and closer to the tour. Some kids, maybe your kiddo has never traveled even on a plane before. So just know that it's going to be exciting and a great learning experience for everyone. Without further ado, I will go ahead and kind of cover some of this brief information. I'm going to do my best to be quick and just kind of highlight the main points here. Here we go. All right, so we're going to Costa Rica. I'm super excited. I'm happy that we're going in the summer. I think we'll have pretty good weather just by looking kind of at the Farmer's Almanac. A few reminders before we go over today. Please, please, please keep checking your EF portal to-do list. For the most part, I know there's not a lot left to do. Just making sure that your passport info is submitted to the portal. Make sure that looks correct. If your passport information is not submitted correctly on there, that is exactly what they use to put on your ticket. And then if your ticket does not match your passport, we're going to run into quite a few problems. So just double check that everything looks good there. And if you have not submitted your passport information yet, please do that ASAP. Other big reminder here, if you're on the manual payment plan, that due date is coming in real quick. It's in 10 days from now. If you do not think you're going to be able to get that paid off in the next 10 days, you are able to switch over to the automatic payment plan. You just call EF and they swap it for you. Okay. Last thing, I have most of your rooming forms, but if you have not submitted that rooming form to me, just let me know your preferences on who you're wanting to room with, or who you don't want to room with, okay? I know it seems silly for some of them because there's only a few boys and a few girls, but I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. I don't want to put anyone in an uncomfortable position. Excuse me if I cough during this. I was super sick last week. I will keep the coughing to a minimum. Okay. I feel like it skipped one of my pages. Maybe not. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that you can view all of your account information if you log in. EF always wants me to tell you to check the itinerary to see what we're doing. Make sure you're looking at your to-dos and staying on top of those payments. I just included the screenshot here. That way you kind of have something to look at if you're not sure where to locate those on the EF portal. Okay. We're going to go over a few things today. We're going to talk about tour dates, passports and documentation that I'm going to need. We'll cover excursions, talk a little bit on rooming, talk about tipping and money that you're going to want to bring if you are a souvenir person, and then other to-dos. Travel dates, still the same window. I won't get the exact dates until our next meeting. Hopefully it's usually pretty close to the window that they have right here, so June 4th to June 12th. It could still bounce around a little bit. Next meeting though, I will have those dates for sure, and I will be able to share them with you. Passports and documentation. Again, please, please, please make sure you submit your passport information. It has to be in by February 14th. If you don't have it submitted by February 14th, EF charges like a $200 late fee because at that point they've bought the tickets and it's kind of a big fiasco for them to have to go back in and change your ticket information or add your ticket, okay? So please make sure it is correct and that you have it in by February 14th. Also important down here, please make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months after the tour. That is one thing that I had to check on my passport. Entry requirements. There are not a lot of entry requirements for our destination, and I'll kind of cover what those requirements are. A few things to keep in mind when we are there. Please keep your passport in a safe location that is easy to access for you, especially when we're bouncing around on the planes. You'll want to be able to pull it out pretty quick. When we're actually in Costa Rica, you're going to want to keep it in front of you, a little like bag that you can swing in front of your chest or your hips would be good. Pickpocketers are real and they will get into your bags. They are very good at what they do. So make sure it is in a safe location when we are out and about, but also easy to access for yourself. Passport information should look correct on your passport and on the EF portal. This I don't think applies to anybody here. If you need a visa, please make sure that you have the correct documentation. If you do need a visa, let me know and I can kind of send you information on that and we can chat about it more. COVID, there are not any COVID requirements for entry in Costa Rica. They don't make you have a vaccination. If you have one, super. If not, it's no problem. And that's about it here. Things that I want you to think about for entry requirement that I saw. You can access this too on your EF portal. If you go to the travel requirements, it's this little icon on that portal. There are a few. One thing that I've seen pop up a lot when you are traveling from countries is they want proof of minimum funds for this because it's a EF tour and it's kind of sponsored and you're paying through EF. All you need to have is a printed confirmation that you've paid that balance. I will also have one printed. Truthfully, I've never had them ask whenever I'm getting onto the plane. I've taken kids on tours, but it's not a bad idea to have some sort of proof. If you get held up anywhere and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything, just kind of flag me down and I can come over and show that proof to whoever. Other mandatory proof is return of onward ticket. Everyone will have that. We'll have the tickets from EF and it will be fine. This one here, I have reached out to my EF consultant. There is sometimes a departure tax when you are exiting from certain places. Costa Rica does one from time to time. It's usually included in your airline ticket. I am double checking to see if it will be included in our airline ticket. I won't know until they purchase those. So I'll keep you updated. The most that it would be $30 when we leave Costa Rica. So I just want you to be aware of that. And I will let you know if that's included in the airline ticket or not. All right. Excursions, we have two really wonderful excursions. We have the local food workshop, which I'm really excited about. When I traveled to Ecuador, we did a food workshop with chocolate and cacao beans, and it was so fun. The kids got to make stuff, we got to eat it. Um, Everyone is signed up for this, so very happy about that. The folklore evening will also be really, really fun. Usually they do a little bit of dancing, they offer us dinner. Um, this is always a good event to go to. I know a lot of kids kind of get nervous when there's a dancing portion, but I highly recommend signing up if you have not. I have almost everyone signed up. There's 12 out of 14 of the group members. Um, I also don't want anyone to feel like they're missing out. So if you are one of those two people and you haven't signed up, you can talk to me about it if you're nervous about it or you're just not sure. If you don't want to sign up, I totally understand. That is okay. Rooming. Students are usually roomed between, I would say, 2 to 4 in a room, based on the gender marker listed on your passport. So I kind of group those kids together. It is not always set in stone how many kids are going to be in a room, which is why I have you fill out those rooming sheets. That way, as we're bouncing around from hotel to hotel, I can do my best to match you up with who you want it to be with. Adults, I already have that squared away, so no worries there. Okay. Um, Tipping money. Tipping money varies from every EF tour. The amount that we are looking for tipping money is 113, and this is for the entire trip. This cost breakdown is for the tour director, who is going to be with us every single day on tour. We usually tip them about $8 a day per kid. The bus driver, who's always with us as well, kind of taking us from one location to the next, we usually tip them about $3 a day. And then we have a couple different local guides who take us on different excursions or different tours. We usually give them about $2 a day. When you have this money, I will collect it from you or your kiddo in person. It is okay if it's in US dollars or if you want to convert it over to the Costa Rica currency. I am fine with that too. I just need this by, I think it's May 15th. Okay, May 15th. Spending money. I always tell kids to bring roughly $30 to $60 per day. If they're a big spender, they like a lot of souvenirs, they may want to bring more. It is totally possible to get lunch every single day for like less than 30 bucks. Okay. I only spend probably about 10 to 15 during the average day. So just expect a little bit of spending money. You know you and you know your kids. So if you know they're a big spender, maybe budget a little bit more. Um, Before the tour, I recommend converting the money that you want your kid to have over to the currency. You can have them bring a credit or debit card. Just make sure you call your bank and let them know where you're traveling. That way the card is not blocked. If you want your kid to have a little bit of cash, and I always, always, always recommend bringing at least like $50 of whatever the currency is with you, just in case your card doesn't work immediately. Um, Go to your bank and have them convert it. It's so expensive if we go into the airport and you have your kid convert the money at the airport or at an ATM when we arrive. It's much cheaper to do it with/through your bank. I've never had this problem before, but do not bring traveler's checks, or any MasterCard like gift cards or Visa gift cards. So what items do I need from you coming up? I'm gonna need a copy of your passport, a copy of your insurance card. I'm gonna have everyone fill out a help form and then that tip money. Why do I need a copy of your passport? Just in case your kid loses or their passport gets stolen, it is a much quicker, faster process for me to get them a new passport if I have a clear scan. Color is better, but black and white is also fine. Please make sure it's legible, that I can read everything that I would need to read to hopefully get them a new passport, and that their photo is super clear. And you want to have a complete full scan. Passport scans in the email I'm going to send out after this will be a Google Drive folder. If you are uncomfortable with dropping in a scan of your passport there, you can also send the printed version to school with your kiddo to hand to me, or you could email it to me, and I would be happy to print it. Same thing here with insurance cards. Make sure it's a full scan where I can read it, just in case anything were to happen that I would need your insurance at a hospital with your kiddo. Same thing, Google Drive folder attached in that email. I will also take a printed copy in person, or if you want to email it to me, I would be happy to print it. Health forms here. I do need everyone to fill this out, even if your kiddo is 100% healthy, doesn't have any medications or allergies, just so I know where everyone stands at medically. Please, please, please do your best to have clear handwriting. I've had some parents in the past who have had really, really hard to decipher handwriting. So if you could do your best to fill it out rather clean, that would be great for me. If not, I will maybe email you or text you and see what you have written. Again, this is in case of emergencies. The PDF is going to be in the email that I send out after this meeting. The link to submit that to the Google Drive folder will also be in the email. And again, if you're uncomfortable, you can give it to me in person, or you can email it to me. Tip money, again, is 113 USD, or if you want to convert it over, that is totally fine. I ask that when you or your kiddo hand it off to me, one, make sure that they are handing it to me. Put it in an envelope with their name on it. Don't have them write money or anything on it. Just have them put their name on it, so that way I know who it's from, and I will take it and put it in my stack. That way I can end up handing it to our tour guides. Again, who does this go to? This is the breakdown of each person that will be receiving those tips. I will hand it to them, so there's no need to worry about on tour who needs to hand what amount of money to who. I will do it, no worries. If you are sending your kiddo to school to hand me that money, I am located in 2 different rooms during the day. I'm located in C118 during 3rd through 6th period, and then D125 first, second, and 7th period. We are going to have an in-person meeting May 15th, so if you don't completely trust your kid to give me that money, you're worried about it, you are more than welcome to wait until that date to hand it over to me. So what's coming up? We have 2 more meetings that we should put on our calendars if we have not yet. The next one is a month from today, March 4th at 6 p.m., also over Zoom. I will send that Zoom link to you closer to time. During this meeting, we'll go over traveler expectations. I'll make sure that everyone has their emergency contact information in. Tour dates, we'll have those confirmed tour dates. We should also have confirmed flight information, and then we'll go over meal information during this meeting. Last meeting we'll have is going to be May 15th at 6 p.m. In person. Please, please, please do your best to come to this meeting. We're going to go over lots of stuff, and it is our last meeting before we leave for that trip. It's at Avon High School. It is in my room at C118. You can enter the building at door 7 and park over there, and I'll have it propped open and let you in. During this meeting, I will collect any final tips. We'll go over travel expectations one more time. I'll give you all my travel tips, what kind of bag to bring, If you need a converter for the walls or the outlets, we'll download the EF Traveler app and I'll give you the code. That way you have the itinerary on your phone. I'll give you flight and hotel details, pick up and drop off for the flights, and we'll talk about our tour director. And with that, that is all I have for you tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming. If you need to get a hold of me, this is my information here. Please, please, please don't be afraid to reach out to me. Okay. Are there any questions before everyone hops off of here? Okay, I will take that as a no. I'm gonna send this email out to you. If you do not get it, please text me or email me and say, hey, I didn't get that email. Can you send it to me again? But other than that, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks so much.